The Cornish believe in the seventh sons of seventh sons are supposed to possess supernatural power and cure ills and spells by various methods. From time immemorial, a man must take the new year in to all habitations. That is, good luck will only come to women where a man or boy has first entered the house on New Year's Day. But are we speaking March 21st, the March equinox? You don't put your seed in the ground in the dead of winter. The Cornish was known for being astrologers and looking at the stars and all of that. So I don't know why they think they can plant their seed in the dead of winter time. That's not the new year. I mean, it says May Day. But all this stuff, man, is foreign in regards to England and all that. But like I said, it has truth to it that ties back to what our ancestors practiced. But all of this, man, is all just a mess. They was running around getting drunk, just having festivals and parties, wasting food while the poor was starving. Just like when I looked up the Shriner Temple, they was having scotch tasting events, standing around the temple drinking scotch. Y'all need to be hitting the books and studying and preserving the old-time religion that your ancestors had, the Farron, or Pledge of Betrothal. It is asserted that half of the women of Cornwall have been married through this curious troth. If the maiden's partner buy her 1 pound of ginger cookies and a half-pound of almonds, and she accept the same, the two are sacredly betrothed, as though banns had been read from the pulpit. I like this one, because you're not going somewhere to get a license or permission from someone to be in union with man and woman. Only Allah can do that. The lucky maiden carefully preserves the Farron and triumphantly divides it with her relatives and friends. She is now a person of consequence in her little world. And it said that if they came home with nothing, their family would make fun of them and they get rode on. But that's why I said there's good and bad, because there's no need for pressure. If they came home without the one who's supposed to be your husband, it just wasn't your day or your May Day. Their ways are rough, and Cornish manners are the frankest and sincerest of any people I have ever been among. They comprise simply meaning what you say and saying what you mean, whatever the subject or occasion, because we don't like falsehood being attached to truth. Get to the point. Whatever the subject or occasion. All this too with absolute unconsciousness of affront. Between Popero and Lanlaru, a youth gave me a help along the way in his donkey cart laden with sand. I thanked him heartily on alighting. Looking me squarely in the face, he asked, "Wasn't you going to give me something for the fair, my son?" He got a 6pence for the fair, for which all Cornish boys endeavor to secure a box or bit of money. And my apologies for not recognizing his honest right in the matter. Cornish folk, big and little, have no truculency in asking for their just due. This plainness of speech is everywhere met with, because it's a universal principle. A servant is worthy of a man's hire. True indeed. His words were true as to the dark complexion of most of the Cornish people. In a mile's distance of Devonshire, you are among another race of men than the fair-faced, phlegmatic English. Faces everywhere seen of a distinct Eastern type, and surely Eastern blood, whether Jewish, from the Jewish mine owners of 1,000 years ago, so that's who slaved you and ran you into the ground, or from the Phoenicians, traders of an earlier period, which the Phoenicians are the Moors, that's the code word. But the Moors would help us a lot, or at least not kill us as quick. Is still rich in Cornish veins. It gives here and there the waxen olive skin, universally the glossy black curly hair and dark eyes, and stature short. In North Devon, a very curious remedy finds favor for the cure of king's evil. It is to cut off the leg of a living frog, taking care that the animal shall sustain no fatal injury, and then enclose the limb in a little bag, and hang it around the neck of the person affected. In the same parish it is customary to repeat the 8th psalm over infants suffering from thrush, the 2nd verse being regarded as a charm to heal them. Perhaps no more curious remedy is tried for any disorder than is sometimes resorted to in the north of Devon to cure the whooping cough. Some hairs are carefully cut from the inside of a donkey's ear and hung around the neck of the child afflicted, but this plan is useless unless the child and the donkey are of opposite sex. The seventh son of a seventh son is generally regarded with great veneration in country places. He is imagined to be blessed with innumerable wonderful gifts and endowed with great powers of healing, especially of touching for the king's evil and various other disorders. Children born on Sundays are often believed to be singular, gifted, and lucky in many ways. And the old rhyme foretelling a child's future from the day of the week on which he is born is as much believed in the West as elsewhere. Devonshire and Cornish people have great ideas generally on the subject of luck. No gardener, for instance, can ever be persuaded to transplant parsley, believing that such a proceeding would be tantamount of digging his own grave. And a less common superstition holds it unlucky to wear a locket containing the hair of any person who is yet alive. As for taking a journey on a Friday, or permitting an invalid to make any fresh exertion the first time on such a day, it is not to be thought of, for West Country folk are as superstitious about Friday as sailors, who believe that no ship sailing on that day will safely reach its destination, because Friday is the day of rest. I hope you enjoyed the short demonstration at the Cornish Temple. Peace and love, brothers and sisters.